the only man who ever asked me to dance. To the disappointment of my dear wife and the ladies at our table. When he came over at the Greek festival at Annunciation Church with his good friend August, and he asked me to go on stage with him and do the Greek dance. And so we did. But I'll never forget that moment of shock that I had when you danced with me.
Bill would jump up on stage with Alex's musicians. He liked to think of himself as their Serbian soul brother. And then when we heard Bill sing, we wondered why he ever chose journalism. World leaders to neighborhood readers, I was blessed to meet many remarkable people, but I never met anyone as robust and enthusiastic about life as Bill Miller. Whether Bill Miller was indoctrinating an athletic Slovenian consul general from the former Republic of Yugoslavia by cross-country skiing him through Holm Arboretum, singing the Japanese national anthem, raising a stein of beer at the annual Oktoberfest, working his way through multiple courses at several Chinese New Year's celebrations in 3 days, dancing a vivid circle dance at a Greek festival, sampling Hungarian wine, or sipping Slivovitz with his Serbian friends, Bill demonstrated an incomparable zest for life.
Bill Miller was my best friend in the newsroom for 30 years. And when the newsroom staff expanded in the 90s, just before we moved into the new building, we were all crowded together in a space that was designed for far fewer people. My good luck was that it was Bill's desk that was jammed up against mine. And I used to say I was closer to Bill in the daytime than I was to Natalie at night.
And where you saw them, Bill and Mariana were always fun to be around because they were having fun. I mean, you could see it, they were having fun. The fact is that Mariana enjoyed it as much as Bill, I think, added a dimension to his work in reporting. Looked at you, I mean, when he was with you, he was really with you. He put his heart and soul into his work. He always loved to meet new people and blended right into the international community. Everyone loved him. People knew it was not just a job. He was a wonderful reporter who captured the heart and soul of the people he covered.
The thing about Bill is that you'd see him everywhere. You know, part of my job is to be out there in the community and meet with people and be at all the events. Wherever I was, Bill was there. I mean, if he ever decided to run for public office, he would have been elected because everyone knew and knows Bill Miller. Wherever I go out in the community, I'm at the Cultural Gardens, at an event in the Hungarian community, in the Irish community, in the African-American community, if I'm with the Polish community, if I'm with the Slovak community, the Croatian community, any of the perhaps over 100 ethnic groups which characterize our great metropolis, I still see Bill there. And you'll see him too when you're out and around. You'll see Bill always reflected in the beauty of that crowd, in the diversity which is the power of our community. I tell you, Bill Miller lives. Thank you.
Was I can't believe he's gone. Bill has died, but he's not gone. And I can't believe how many ways he's not gone, and to how many people he's not gone.
Mariana, Billy, Mark, I'll never forget the day in the mid-70s when I was down on my knees in the gutter with a dustpan and broom on Euclid Avenue. And behind me a soft voice said, "What are you doing?" And I said, I'm cleaning up Playhouse Square. Bill Miller said we should do this.
Bill Miller, we'd all be sitting in an empty parking lot tonight, and it's raining. Think of the dreams and plans he made at this desk. We clearly lost the giant. I think of him as being the Julia Child of journalism. He gave us the ultimate ethnic
space. These walls, these theaters, are such a part of the history of our childhood. And it's just so incredible being here, and hearing that song brings back so many unbelievable memories, because it was coming to Playhouse Square and seeing Jacques Brel. I think we saw it over 15 times. And it was really so unbelievable, and really, truly, me personally, has made me the artist that I am today, and got me even more involved going into theater than a career as an artist. So it's been just unbelievable. And my experiences with that was my parents, what was so great is, you know, they took us to all the parties. We went to every single party, and, you know, my dad, he knew how to party, didn't he? I went to my first cocktail party when I was 4 years old. Now, I just had soda, of course, but
if there's one character trait that I would have to talk about that inspires me the most, and that I think may offer something for virtually any of you, that character trait in my dad would be the trait of simply not being self-conscious, of being uninhibited, and frankly, of just not really caring all that much about what others think of him. And you've got to be careful, because if you say that, you know, some people may assume, well, to not care what others think means you don't care if you insult them or hurt them or unkind to them. But no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody who simply, it doesn't occur to him to be self-conscious.
I know for sure that today, right now, Bill is smiling. But for you, young-minded journalist, it will not be easy to fill his shoes. As for myself, it is totally impossible to fit into his hands. We know that he is parading in heaven, smiling, hugging, shaking hands, showing off, and displaying his hell. But who will now lead us with that fantastically resonant voice, especially at our immigrants' gatherings, where he stood up and started God Bless America? Who will continue doing that? Or will we ever hear again, and we should, to honor his memory and sing together, if you can do the polka, don't marry my daughter.